Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Fulham match preview. But gentlemen, it's the day after the Liverpool game. I'm okay with the draw. I was on Twitter, social media the whole day today. I was checking what the rest of the fan base was saying. Lots of heat for Bruno Fernandes, lots of heat for Marcus Rashford, and actually lots of heat for Anthony Martial as well. So it is what it is with that. Lots of fans are saying in the big games it's good. We never concede goals with the team we play, but then we never score many goals as well. So it is what it is. We'll discuss a little bit about that and how you guys feeling this day after. But if you are new to the channel, subscribe, smash a like, comment, all that good stuff. But yeah, gentlemen, how are you guys feeling after the day after Liverpool?
Nah, I'm on top of the moon. Top of the table. It's all that matters. Liverpool are fourth. It's all that matters. My life is perfect right now. And there's always something wrong in the Manchester United fan base. We're always looking for something negative, and it's a bit annoying. But yeah, no, I'm on top of the moon. I think we're doing great things. I think we've good fixtures coming up. But yeah, can't say anything more than that.
Clay, how are you feeling after the Liverpool?
Yeah, just feeling pretty good. Feeling good top of the table. Hope it lasts. And just, we're coming for you, Fulham. Let's see how it goes.
Coming for you, Fulham.
We're coming for you.
Yeah, well, like I said, this is the Fulham preview. Now, there are some very interesting points with regards to Fulham because Fulham are missing a few players. I think they got one guy sent off in the last game. Another guy, I don't know. I think his name is Reed. I think Reed is missing because he's got too many yellows, so he'll miss the United game. And that, but the thing with Fulham is, like Clayton said, we have never ever lost against Fulham ever. So it's written in the stars.
9 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses.
Yep, written in the stars for something bad to happen.
When did we draw against them in 2014?
There was a 2010 draw and a 2014 draw, yes, that's it.
I remember that game. I was so annoyed. It was under Moyes. Bloody hell.
Dark days. But what I will say about Fulham, to be fair to Fulham, recently okay. When I say they haven't been bad, they've been bad, but it looks like they can cause
They've
trouble.
been much improved.
Yeah, they've been improving. Yeah, they haven't been improving. I think they're very fast. They look to play on the counter, obviously. But they could be dangerous. And I kind of do rate Scott Parker a little bit. The last 5 games, he's lost 1. He's drawn 5. I think Fulham could, they're on the road to getting a little bit better, a little bit more consistent, finding their feet in the league. But that's all the respect I'm going to give to Fulham. Other than that, we should win this game easily. And there's something actually, Malot, you and I used to talk about before Clay came back, is that you and I said, well, mainly you said that Ollie's got 2 teams. He's got a team for the big games, and then he's got a team for the low block counter-attacking teams like this. And I do think we'll see that. But there's also problems. There's problems because we'll get into it. There are certain players, like as you guys can see the red cards there, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw is not on the board. But Luke Shaw are in that risk that if they get a yellow card, they'll miss our next Premier League game, which is could be a bit of a worry. And also, what I will say is that we are playing Liverpool after Fulham in the FA Cup. So, will we see some rotation? Will Ollie, play a very blended team and then go strong against Liverpool? That's exactly what I'm guessing. And then also on the board, I put those blue triangles. And there's 2 players I'm very concerned about at the moment. I think those 2, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford on the board, they have been very, very vital and key to where we are in the league this season. They are a big factor of why we're on top of the league. And they've been coming under big scrutinism lately of their poor performances. But what I think it is that it's burnout. I think Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford get overplayed and they are simply burnt out at the moment. It's not that I'm going to hate them. I think that's what it is. I think they're burnt out. I think they need a break. Do I think Ollie will rest them in this game? No. Would I rest them in this game? Yes. So I want to ask you guys about it. Obviously I got this predicted team on the board. But generally, how would you guys approach this game? Knowing that Liverpool's there, knowing that you could risk suspension for the next game, what would you do? And we'll start off with Malot.
Before I go, I think I'm...
Oh, you back?
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch up my visuals because my network is, for some reason, very poor today. So Sorry about that.
Okay.
But yeah, interesting game. Interesting game. Look, Scott Parker, I rated him last season in the championship. He's got that cool vibe to him. But this season, to be honest, I feel like he's a little bit over his head. I won't lie to you. I feel like he doesn't seem to be able to get grips of Fulham and do what they have to do. I feel like they're a bit too fragile. And it's nice and all playing good looking football. Yes, it's not completely that way, but I feel like they don't have that robustness they need to survive in the Premier League, which is why I don't really fear for them, to be honest. And in terms of United, honestly, I feel like Ole will have a different opinion to me. I feel like I wouldn't put so much importance into the FA Cup, to be honest. I still play a slightly blended squad because I think at the end of the day, the Premier League is more important. But I wouldn't play like a weak squad like Liverpool. Probably play Donny and just mix it up a little. But I would like to see our strongest team in this game because I think important. We need to carry on with the momentum. We just took a point from Liverpool, we're top of the table. So I want us to go in guns blazing and just wipe the floor for them. And then after that, wipe the floor with Sheffield United. And just keep hold of the top spot. And yeah, with that, I'd play our best team. I would play that second team I keep talking about. I'll play Matic holding, and I'll play Bruno. I'll ask Bruno and Pogba to just go and do their thing. And maybe take Bruno off around the 50th, 60th minute for Donny van de Beek.
Yeah, okay, cool. No, before we continue, actually, can you just switch on your camera for 1 second? Because I think it just messed up a few things. Just for like 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, that's back to normal. But it's fine. If you like, don't worry about it. We'll just carry on. It just, for some reason, it inverted everything. But it's fine. Yeah, so, Mulo, just to summarize what you said, you would rest a few players, obviously. I think it's a good shot because, like I said, it's Fulham. I don't think we need our strongest team. Obviously, the Liga is very vital at the moment. But if you can't beat Fulham with a blended team or a weaker side, then what are you doing? What are you doing?
I actually didn't say that, I think you guys didn't catch what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said guns blazing, boy. He said
Sorry.
guns blazing.
Blazing,
He said first team.
Guns
He said no
blazing.
steamroll. He wants at number one.
Fair enough.
He wants us to keep number one.
Yeah.
He does not care.
Fair
I'd
enough.
rotate against Liverpool because I feel like as much as it's the FA Cup, it's not as big as the league, and I want to hold on top spot. I want the momentum to keep going. So, guns blazing.
Guns. I'd never guns blazing for this game. But yeah, Clay, what did you do?
I just think you're a little bit disrespecting Fulham in all honesty, guys. Because you need to put it into perspective. They lost to Chelsea because of a red card. They looked the better team for most
No,
of
they
that
did.
game.
The Chelsea are shit. So yeah.
1-1 Spurs.
Spurs
guys.
are negative. So yeah,
Exactly. 0-0 Southampton. They kept Southampton goalless.
that could be seen as a bit of trick.
I get what you're saying. But that Spurs, Chelsea, we're above Spurs and Chelsea. We're better than Spurs and Chelsea. And we should stop playing like that, We should start playing like we are the champions of the
We
Premier League.
should, but we
And go
don't.
and-
So we need to look at that
I
right now.
don't know. I feel like
Don't
as much
play
as
like
the
we're champions, boys.
as much
Not
as
in
there
the
have been
big
close
games.
calls,
I think in the smaller games we've been playing
yeah,
well. I don't
we've
think.
been
think
very
it goes-
consistent in beating these teams.
In glimpses we have. And I would
depends
also
what you
agree with
define
the
as playing like
possibility of
champions.
beating little team. We are very much a topsy-turvy team, especially against the little ones. Those are the ones that cause upsets. We were the
I
ones
don't
that
know.
allowed Sheffield to score 2 goals against us.
We beat them though.
But we did beat them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think attacking wise, it's right. But defensively, there's always concerns. But now that Bai is here and he's fit, and like I said, he's on my weight point, I think he will play against Fulham because I think Lindelof is all his, his son, as long as Scott can come there, and I think he will want them both for Liverpool in the FA Cup. Whether we agree with it or not, I think Ollie will prioritize that Liverpool game over the Fulham game because he probably thinks Fulham, yeah, it is important in terms of the leagues and stuff, and we have to win it. But he could probably thinks he can do it with a weaker team. But there is certain players that just never get dropped, and that's Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford. They never ever get dropped.
Yeah.
So yeah, Clay, just to go on with my initial point from the start, what would you do in this game? What would you like to see going in this Fulham game?
I would definitely like to see a blended team of some sort. So I don't want to see us risking Bruno. I don't want to see us risking a potential Rashford. I would rather rotate. We have the players. Traore's been training. Give Rashford a day off. Let the kid come just spread his wings against Fulham, you know? Because as much as I'm saying we need to respect Fulham, they
Yeah.
are still in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
They're still not a good team, but we need to show them respect.
No, I think
Because we
that's with any
can't.
team in the league, though.
Yeah,
You gotta show any team in this
yeah,
league respect.
yeah, definitely. So it's not a game that I think we can come in, can go full first team and just walk over them 5-0, for example.
No,
I don't think that would happen.
and we're
I
not
don't
that
think that
type
would
of
happen.
team. We're not that type of team that
Yes,
does.
we aren't either. So I think this is going to be a very stern test, and I think this is something that's going to be a bit of a baseline moving forward for the rest of the league, and will kind of be one of those games that we could also look back on and be like, this is where we blundered in the title race if we don't get a result here. This is where we gave Fulham the points unnecessarily. This is where we didn't take the opportunity to secure first in the league.
Yeah.
This could be one of those games that we look back on and go, it was Fulham, guys. They got relegated. What are we doing? So I
So
don't
potential.
want us to go
Yeah.
into this mindset of just go in for it, do whatever you guys want to do, blow them away. You guys are better than them. Because this is a stern test. Scott Parker has really turned around this team, especially from the beginning of the season.
So, yeah.
So I want to see a fairly strong team come out, but a blended team should still be more than enough to beat Fulham right now.
That's what I'm saying. So I understand
Yes.
the worries about the banana skin and all of
Yeah.
that, and like I do agree that no matter who you're playing in the Premier League, you respect the teams in the Premier League because that's what this whole league is about. It can be an upset at any given point. It can be.
What do you guys? What do you guys think Klopp would do in this game? Knowing United's coming, let's say they're in our position.
Okay.
Knowing United's coming in the FA Cup, what does Klopp play in this game? What do you guys think?
We're playing a blended team. I think we're playing a blended team.
I don't know. I think
No,
Klopp
no,
would
actually,
go
no.
for it.
That's I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I put my hands. I'm wrong. Klopp doesn't take the cup seriously. He doesn't. So you would have probably played a weaker team in the FA Cup. But I still think it wouldn't be the proper under 18s, under 16s taking the piss in the FA Cup. I think it would have been a lot
and
more
I think
stronger.
we should do the same. I think we should do the same, honestly. I feel like, yes, there's a risk in this Fulham game, but it's more important. And I think let the first team play for like 60 minutes and then sub the risk players off. That's what I
Yep.
think, honestly.
But a big thing right now is we have the personnel to rotate for this game.
No,
Strong personnel. We have Donny van de Beek sitting on the bench. We have Cavani who was sitting on the bench. He didn't play this game. Martial who came with a potential injury. Rashford who has a stress injury who we have not taken any care of whatsoever, and he's played 90 minutes for what, the past 12 weeks or so. It's ridiculous what we're doing to these people as well. We need to rotate, and we have the personnel to do it. It's not like we're a thin squad. Our bench is great. And
I get that.
yeah, and as it's not even just for the FA Cup. Just in retrospect as well, it's not just for the FA Cup that we need to make sure our players are rested. It's just long term. Because Rashford goes out with a stress injury, he's out for 3 months. Then what happens to our title challenge? I think it falls
That's a
down the
good point.
toilet immediately. I would not risk a big player in a game like Fulham.
If you can't, also if you can't
That's-
rest players against Fulham in the league,
When can you rest
when
them?
yeah, when can you
Exactly.
rest them?
But the thing is, when you have the opportunity to rest them against Liverpool in the FA Cup, then
But
you rest
it's-
them against Liverpool in the FA Cup.
But it's not something. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the common thing to do, you know. It's a Liverpool
Plus,
game.
also
It's
Liverpool's
still-
a very
yeah.
physical, highly intensive game anyway. I wouldn't want an injury-prone Eric Bailly going up against them. I could very easily see that being the
Yeah,
reason
I
why
guess at the end of the day, it depends on where your importance lies, or where your
Yeah.
priorities lie, I guess. Really.
I think right now our priority is the league. I think you're right on that. I just don't think a full first team is necessary. I think we
Yeah,
have the
full
firepower
first
to
team
beat
is
Fulham,
nowhere near necessary.
but it's going to be a struggle.
That's right. Let me ask you this thing. Before I ask you this, I wanted to mention a special point, and I guess I can try feed it in. But so I'll feed it into both of you. One, Clayton mentioned young Ahmad Diallo. Obviously, he's a superstar. Ali's spoken highly of him. Said he's been training extremely well with the first team, and he is expected to get his senior debut this season. I am not expecting Ahmad to start. I'll be honest with you. There's no ways I think Ahmad is going to start this game. But what I will throw out there, and I'll blend it into the question is: one, do you see a potential bench for Ahmad, in the Fulham game. So will he be on the bench? And two, we've always spoken about this team. This team on my left, I want you guys to think if that's blended enough and they can beat Fulham. Because I think this team can easily beat Fulham. And it's pretty blended. It's pretty blended.
I didn't know that was the blended team, to be honest. I see that as basically the first team.
Yeah, it might be our
That's
first
how
team.
good our bench is. Just for the record, that's how
Yeah.
good our bench is. You didn't notice.
I know, but when I think blend, I'm thinking Donny van de Beek, I'm thinking Tenswebe, I'm thinking Telles.
Telles.
There's Matic,
Not
Telles. No,
Matic.
Matic is not a first team player anymore. He's
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
It might be for us,
Like
but
I
for
said,
Ollie,
I feel
it's
like-
not. It's not.
But like I keep saying, we basically have two first teams. It's very consistent. You'll never see a midfield of Fred holding alone and Pogba and Bruno attacking. Never. It'll be Matic holding alone, then those two, or McFred and Pogba on the wing and Bruno through the middle. It's very consistent, and he always switches between those two because that other team is better for breaking down the low block, and Matic is better at dropping back and playing as a third person. So we basically have two first teams. That's how I look at it. And when you look at the French players, I think of players who don't really get a chance to play, like the Donnies of this game.
I would play Don in this game.
Yep.
But yeah, but like Diallo, like I said, Diallo, and would this team beat Fulham? Because Malot, you said this team doesn't look blended to you, but it pretty much is.
Yeah, no.
It's not Ollie's
Yeah.
team. That's not really Ollie's first two go when he plays Liverpool. This is not his team. It's not his team.
What is the first team though? It's weird. It's weird because I can say, but he'll never play McFred against Fulham. So that's what I'm saying. It's like his team
I
first
wouldn't
team.
bet on
Challenge
that.
accepted.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on that.
I
I would
I
bet
see it.
you would never play this team against the big teams. That's what I would bet on. You would never play the best
Yeah, no, you want to.
team on paper on the big teams. But he does. He is known to play now and then McTominay
McFred
and
is for-
McFred.
I honestly
In
don't
the
think we
small.
played
That's
our
for
best team
countering.
yet.
We haven't
That's
played
for
our best
countering.
team yet. Our best
Here's the
team.
problem, guys. I don't think with that team there can be an all-round team that can play the best players and be good at everything. We're not yet, and Ole realizes that. So he's basically plucking the blocks, and he might win the league doing that. So I'm okay with that for the season, honestly. And to answer your question, I don't see Ahmad playing. I don't think it's an Ole thing to do. I don't see
But on
him
the
playing
bench.
either.
But
He's
on the
probably
bench.
gonna
Okay.
play. I don't see it.
Yeah, I also
I
don't
see him
I'll be honest,
in the
yeah, I don't see it
23s
as well. I
for
don't see it.
days.
Yeah, I also don't see
We're gonna
it.
be
Sadly
in the 23s
enough,
forever.
I don't see it.
And yeah, no, this team definitely beats Fulham in my opinion. I don't like Cavani starting. I really don't. I feel like he should come off the bench because I think he's better suited for that. And I think it just looks a bit disjointed when he plays when he starts. I'd rather him coming on with tired legs and there's more space. And the thing about this team, as brilliant as the other players have been, if we do rest Bruno, let's say, and play Donny, we're going to look like a completely different team offensively because Bruno is the main playmaker, and without him, we can't create chances like we normally do. So, yeah,
So
definitely
what's
play
Pogba
Bruno.
doing in this
And
team? That's what I'm gonna ask you. What's Pogba doing?
I think
in this team
Pogba
if
could
he
play in
can't
that
be a
position.
creator?
I think Pogba's
I think
best
Pogba could play in
position.
this
Probably.
position.
No, I'm not saying just play in a position. If Bruno's void, why is Pogba not stepping up to fill that
The thing
Bruno
is he-
void?
No, he never plays in a creative position. He plays in a 6 and getting a little bit of license to go forward, or he plays on the wing. We haven't seen Pogba playing the 10 ever since Ole's 3
Yes,
months.
we understand this. Pogba's not a 10. I'm saying he is a creative midfielder. He has great passing, he has great vision, he has great passing accuracy. Why is he not filling that void of Bruno? I'm not saying positionally, I'm saying physically in the team, tactically in the
But
team.
position-
Why is he not finishing?
The
filling
position, the position will make the difference though, because if you don't have the license to be in creative position, how can you be creative? That's the thing. So it's not really
That's
Pogba's
just
fault
creative
if you
from
play
his
in a
role.
position.
Pogba's not.
He is though. If Pogba's not creative like a 10, he's not the main playmaker, but he's
But
still
Pogba is
considered
creative like a 10. There's a reason people have
not-
the argument that people wanted him to play the 10 for United. Because he's that
What I'm-
creative.
Before Bruno, Pogba
Yes,
was our
he
10.
definitely can be.
Yes, that's my point.
You-
So why
you're
is
not
he not
getting what I'm
filling that
saying.
void if Donny is
Listen.
in there?
He definitely can be, but what I'm saying he's not, he hasn't been, and why that's so, it's because he's not playing in that position. If you play Pogba in the 10, he'll definitely be creative, but he's not playing in the 10. He's playing in the 6 where he has a specific amount of freedom to be creative. So it's not completely Pogba's fault in that regard.
I think Pogba will be creative from the 6 anyways. I think Pogba has been
Yeah.
playing well. I've got no problems with Paul Pogba at the moment.
I get
But
you,
nah.
Point is,
but
what is actually
can't-
changing?
No, but
Like,
this team,
substitute
can't-
Bruno for Donny.
there's nothing for me that changes really. It's just no one. Let's just put this straight.
You
No
talking about
one.
Donny?
No one can
Yes.
fill in Bruno's shoes. No one. No matter
Yes,
who you
no one can
put
fill Bruno's
Messi
shoes.
there, you will not fill in Bruno's shoes.
I think if you play Pogba in the 10, he'd get very close.
Hey.
If you play him in the 10 position, he'd get very close. He wouldn't be like Bruno, because who is like Bruno? But he'd be very close. Donny, we've tried it against West Ham. It was a shit show. So I want to play Bruno.
But if Donny had to play instead of Bruno in this team, just in this team on my left, if Donny had to play there, you're telling me that would be the reason we don't beat Fulham?
I don't know. I'm judging on the one game we did in the league, and it
You
was
right
two side
now
to
have
side.
said- right? You've said we're going to be a completely different attacking force if we have Donny. Completely different. Like our whole main
I'm judging
tactic
it-
is long balls, basically against.
I get
most
you.
things.
I get
And
you.
Pogba does that.
I get you.
So you have the specialist role. So what is missing? What is wrong that's changing us so
I
infinitely?
get your point.
Yeah.
Logically, when you look at it tactically, it shouldn't be that different. But I'm judging on the one game we did do it, which was against West Ham, and Bruno had to come off the bench to change the game because I think we were losing. I think we were losing 1-0 to an Antonio goal, if I'm not mistaken. So when he's decent creatively done, but it was a bit too side to side. He's not a 10. He's
Ideally-
an 8 who can be creative.
Ideally, if Bruno was to get rested for Donny, I think what we would all like to see is Pogba in the 10 and Donny where Pogba is.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Oli, not what we want. If it was up to me, I'd put Pogba 10, Donny there. I wouldn't even play Rashford. Green would go. Probably rest. Yeah, I think everything else would be fine. But
Let me tell you what's gonna happen in this game. Donny ain't playing.
yeah, that's
Who's
what I'm
playing
saying.
in the
Donny
team?
ain't playing.
Yeah.
Donny
Luke
ain't
Shaw
playing.
is
That's why.
playing in this
That's
game.
exactly
Chest,
why I left that there. I don't think Luke Shaw, because I think there is somewhat trust that Oli has in Telles, and I think Oli will
I
know
think-
the importance of Telles. I mean,
think the only
sure
thing I
against
can
Liverpool.
question is Martial in there, boy. That's it. The only person I can question playing is Martial, just because of the injury potentially. Only reason.
I can see that.
That's
I
the
can
only
see
thing I see being changed in the squad. Otherwise, this is probably exactly what we play against Fulham. I wouldn't be surprised.
I also wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I think he seems to have settled with that being his favorite front three, but I don't like it, to be honest.
I also don't like it.
But Ola's the manager, really.
Yeah,
What
I
can
also
I
don't
say?
like it. I'll be honest. Yeah, I also don't like it. But it is what it is. It's kind of worked. It has kind of worked. I mean, we're top of the league. We are just finding things to be perfect on. That's all it is. We're literally just finding reasons to be perfect. And obviously,
Yep.
everyone will have their own idea of what perfect is. Donny, whether it be Donny playing, whether it be Telles playing, whether it be Greenwood on the middle, Greenwood on the wing, Rashford on the right, Rashford on the left. Everyone's will be a bit different. But to bring
For
it all
me,
back on track.
Can
yeah.
I just say, if he's going to play Marshall on the left and play Rashford on the right, I'd rather him give a run of games to Greenwood to the middle and let's see what he's made of.
But that's what I would do. That's what I said.
Everybody keeps saying he's a striker.
That's what I would
I
say.
would 100% play Greenwood this game if I was manager as well.
Me also.
100%.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say, take this as a template, but what else would you guys change? Because honestly, if it was me, I'm not playing Bruno in this game. I'm playing Donny van der Beek. And obviously, I'll switch Donny and Pogba. And I'll probably play Mason Greenwood instead of Rashford, because I think Rashford and Bruno are the two most important players at United at the moment. But I think they desperately need a rest. They desperately need a rest. But other than that, I'll probably stick with the rest.
Imagine we see Dan James, Greenwood, and Diallo walk out. Imagine that front three.
You got 2 out of 3 nicely there. Like, I'll be
I
happy.
know the Dan James.
But the
shot
Dan James
moved
one-
it, but still.
No.
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 Watch.
I would love to see Ahmad. At least on the bench. Give us hope.
Yeah.
Give us hope that he could come on. But I don't know. Like Malota said, I don't ever see that. You play if you think Ahmad's gonna play this game. You play yourself. It'd be a bold step of Oli. I'd applaud Oli for doing it. I would agree with it, but I don't see it in a million years. But yeah, Malota, now because you said you want to go guns blazing, so this is the template. I'm asking for you now. What would you do? Who would be your team?
Would it be my what?
Who would be in your team for Fulham?
What would I
No,
change?
yeah. So knowing we have Liverpool next, knowing the suspension, everything. Who would you pick to play against Fulham?
The midfield stays the same. Pogba gets a little more license to move forward, like he does when he plays his midfield. Play a high line. I can accept tennis because I don't think he's okay. He's not a bad.
I think
So
Lucho needs a rest also. That's why I just left him out.
Yeah. I can accept playing tennis, and I play. I love the OG Pro 3, but I try to fit in Greenwood somehow. I know you guys maybe want Rashford on the right, maybe Greenwood to the middle, but I'm okay with Green on the left, on the right, Rashford on the left, and Marshall to the middle. You know, the OG. Front
So you
three.
wouldn't rest Rashford?
But no, Rashford's so important for us. I feel like we need Rashford's goals. And like I said, if we're leading 2-0, take him off a 50th minute, really, and he gets his rest out.
Fair play. I think, just to clear up everything, because there's been chaos everywhere on the show, Moloto wants to go at this game with everything, and you would just take the piss again in the FA Cup. Yeah, and you just take the piss in the FA Cup. Play all the under 16s. Yeah. Dan James, Greenwood, everyone, Brandon
Not that
Williams,
far. I mean, how close is the FA Cup game? How
Sunday.
close is the FA Cup
Sunday.
game?
It's pretty close.
It's on Sunday. So we play on Wednesday, Fulham, and then Sunday, Liverpool.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of time to rest. I think it's not great, but it's decent. And come Sunday, I'll still play a lot of these plays, but then I'll
It's right here in front of
I'd
you.
put in. Yeah, but that happens all the time, especially us Manchester United. We're used to that. Like with us always playing the Europa League, we're used to playing in such short proximity. But come Sunday, then I play bended team, some of the first team players and some French players.
But the problem I have with that is also, I understand exactly where you're coming from, but that's why I put those blue triangles there, because I'm worried. If you carry on playing Rashford and Bruno like this, and they keep on having these poor performances, oh boy, we are in trouble. We are in big trouble. Those are our two most important players, and if they aren't firing, like we've seen, it's done for us. It's done for us.
I get you, and maybe I'm being a little reckless in terms of playing these players, but in my mind, what would you rather lose, Liverpool for me?
Liverpool. I'd much rather lose against Liverpool.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, really.
But I still don't think it's any excuse for. You could play Greenwood instead of Rashford, and you can play Donny instead of Bruno, and you still could beat Fulham. There is no excuse.
Huh?
There's no excuse. There's no excuse, and that's why I'm asking you, Clay.
I get you, but then I'm sorry, but after the game we'll be screaming, Donny's playing. Why didn't we win? At the end of the day, we lost. It's done.
Boy, worst case, you're stressed. You're too stressed, Papa. You need to relax. Too stressed. You're too stressed. Worst case, just think about it, right? Yeah, worst case, let's just say we go 1-0 down, it's not working with Donny and Mason. By all means, bring on Rashi and Bruno. All means do it.
I would rather have
Ole
this
would do
impact than
Ole would do
play
it.
for 60,
He's gonna wait till the 70th minute to bring them on. I'm fine with that. Nah, mate.
Yeah, but Clay, going to you. Obviously, Moloto, you went left. I went right. I'm expecting you to come with me.
I am manager of Manchester United. I pick the lineup. Well, I may even consider playing Dean Henderson in this game more honestly.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say,
so I would even consider it. But De Gea is looking fine, he's looking sharp.
Goalkeepers don't need a rest, let's just be honest.
Yeah, if there was any kind of concern for De Gea, we wouldn't even risk him for this game. Not a chance. This is not a game where I'd risk him if there's any complications. If he looked sore in training, be like, fine, ice it, you won't play. We're good. We're good. Hender's right there. But yeah, Aaron, that's fine. Bye, fine. Maguire, so with the yellow, it's tough. But who are we gonna bring in? Twanzebe, I guess. And I'm okay with that. I think that provides us with a lot of pace and cover to play that really high and aggressive line.
No, we're an excellent biped. I know it was against Watford, but I loved it. Yeah. I had no worries in the world about our defense. Not a single worry.
Yeah, it's a lot of confidence in my opinion as well. And that yellow card is waiting for Maguire again. It's one mistake.
Yeah.
And Fulham are very aggressive, so they could.
Oh yeah, just remember, Molote, when you play your gun-blazing team, bro, if Bruno did get a yellow, or like anyone, Shaw get a yellow, Maguire has to get a yellow. They're missing the Sheffield game.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Bruno's frustrated.
So just remember,
he goes in for the ball. He misses
you
it.
clearly, you think the league is a very important point. If they get a yellow,
but there's an element of risk either way. There's an element of risk of losing with Sheffield. Then there's an element of risk of maybe not beating Fulham because we didn't play them. So In my mind, that's the same thing. And Jurgen Klopp was like 10 points ahead last season when when there was the FA Cup. And he still took the piss. I don't know if maybe he was out, he might have been out already, but they still took the piss. Much worse than we will come this weekend. So I can't be asked. Honestly, it's all about the league for me.
Yeah, but I feel like you need this long-term picture. Like Pogba's always an injury risk waiting to happen. This man lives in our injury room when he's not performing at 6s and 5s. Pogba standard, definitely. So in my opinion, the one that I'd have to drop is Bruno.
Do you play Donny? I agree.
Yeah, I'd rather play Donny in this game, and maybe even a Fred, just because Pogba's played the last 3 games non-stop. He hasn't really gotten a break. Just as a bit of rotation, I'd play a Fred, something like that. Maybe even just makeshift Scott in this if really need be, but I wouldn't really. But I definitely wouldn't play Bruno. I'd rather not start him. I'd rather have him impact.
If I could only rest one player this game, I'm resting Bruno Fernandes. I'm 100% resting Bruno this game.
Martial's an injury risk. Rashford's just a little bit off of it
Bruno's
mentally.
gonna turn up. Watch.
Yeah, he can turn up. That's the thing.
Bruno's turning up for this game.
I don't want to pull a Tammy going for another free kick special, you know? Those take a lot out of a player. You know, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to see him on the ground going, I pulled my calf or some shit, you know? I don't want that for him. I'd rather him have a 1-day break against Fulham of all teams.
And the thing is, Rashford and Bruno can by all means turn up in the Fulham game. I know they can.
Definitely could.
But if they don't turn up, I'm going to be here in the match reaction. We could have still won the game. But I would be here. If they didn't turn up, I would be here. Guys, these guys are living off fumes. They are dying. We are risking these players and running them into the ground. And it's not going to be good in the long term. If you want to win this league, it's not going to be good enough in the long term.
Exactly.
Because imagine if for the next, I don't know, let's just say next 5 games until Bruno and Rashford get injured, we're giving them force. Aye. Aye. I would much rather just rest them.
Yeah, at the very least.
In fact, I would just rest Bruno and Rashford for this game and Liverpool. Because I still don't care about the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Martial, injury concern?
Martial is an injury concern, but I don't know.
So, I would be okay with playing Dan James in all honesty. This season, I've seen a much improved Dan James. I've got a lot more respect for him this season.
I'd rather go 10 minutes.
Fulham,
I'd rather go 10
I'm happy. I would go Dan James, Cavani, Diallo, in my honest opinion. I'd keep Cavani, yeah. I'd keep
If you play that team, and Man City's top of the table after Fulham, I'm having you guys.
Well, I wouldn't play Clayton's front three. No ways I'm playing Clayton's front three. That front
it's risky front three, I know.
No. Which means Oli will never
This is
hit.
literally, I want Traore to do something special on the right. Left, I want Dan James just whipping crosses to Cavani, and that's it. That's the tactic for this game,
that
boys.
front
Go.
three is dead. Yeah, that front three is dead. When Diallo's the best in that front three, that's when you know it's lit.
Cavani, if Cavani's playing the front three, he's gonna have to go play left wing, right wing, striker, maybe 10 even from time.
Let Cavani babies a little bit, guys. Come on. Come on.
I would, but you know, another time if we were like 4th or something, I'd be like, you know, screw it. We're not winning the league. We're comfortable in 4th. It's okay. But now because we're in the league title, things are a little bit different. But I do agree with something. I do agree with Malotu saying that the league is a priority. I agree with that. And I do agree with Clayton that's saying I would love to see people like Diallo get a chance. I would like to see a blended team like Donny. I would love that as well. Also, I understand Malotu about taking...
Dan James, but yeah.
It's a bit much damn thing. But I also understand about taking the person in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
However, let's just think about Oli, guys. Let's just think Oli now. Because now, I've asked you guys and we
We're thinking Oli, it's that team. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. If we're thinking Oli, be honest with yourselves, Malotu. If you're thinking Oli, is that not the team he's going to pick against Fulham?
I think he might have been picked, sure. But yeah, the rest of it definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we got the team pretty much spot on with in terms of Oli.
Personally, not a chance, but yeah.
Yeah, personally, what we want personally as fans, we ain't never getting. But it's gonna be an interesting game. I think Fulham aren't as bad as people think they are, and they're not as bad as what it's on paper. Like Clayton said, they've drawn against pretty solid teams.
They're going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. It's not. I don't know how to. It's a. Yeah, you gotta pay some a little bit of respect, but also don't pay them too much respect. You can smack Fulham. You can smack Fulham, even with Donny, even with Diallo's, with Greenwoods. You can still smack Fulham. Don't get it
Yeah.
wrong. And like I said, Fulham are missing two key players. I think I'm not a Fulham fan, but the two players they played in the last game, they won't be available for this game. It was Reed, and I can't remember who got sent off, but that guy also.
If we do play our best team, I just don't get how we could. I know we can because the Premier League, but I'd be furious if we didn't win this game. I mean, we
I would be
beat.
confused if we didn't win this game with Jesse Lingard starting. In all honesty, guys.
Okay, now
I don't know. This is the Premier League. Anything can happen. But
Yeah.
if we play our first team, this is the team that beat Villa in form. Wolves are always a problem. We drew against Leicester, but then we gave them a game. So if the team that can do that, now the team that drew against Liverpool as well, maybe a bit modified, but if our best team can't beat Villa, not Villa, can't beat Fulham, and then I just don't know. So I just don't think it's going to happen.
Let's put it on paper and see what we feel like, right? I'm taking the absolute piss. The biggest piss Ollie could probably take, right? Worst case.
So,
a realistic piss take. Yeah. A realistic piss take, right? So let's just say Dean plays with Dean, let's say Axel there.
Honestly, I think dropping Maguire is not realistic in any game.
No, it's
No,
never.
it's not. But I'm just saying if you had to take the full piss,
This is
right?
absolutely taking the
Just
piss.
say games.
Dude, the piss ends with Maguire.
Amazing.
In all
Right.
his eyes.
Is that team still not good enough to beat Fulham? I'll ask you that. Because in my head, that team should smack Fulham still. Still.
I don't know. Because our playing style is so centered around the players we have, to be completely honest. We're not the type of team that has a system that brings out the best of the players. As much as it is a system to a certain extent, because there has to be, but it's centered around the quality of our players. And that's why I say against West Ham, when we changed one piece, which is Bruno, probably the most important piece, it just didn't look the same. It looked too side to side.
And you know what it is, bro?
And then on top of that, if you're doing that and you're playing James, I have questions. And Mason, nowadays he doesn't seem to be on it. Cavani can get a bit isolated. So I see those games where like United's going to win, and it's the 70th minute and it's still 0-0. I'm like, what's going on today? And maybe Fulham steals one. I don't want that.
You know what the problem is with that, though? I don't think it's not the quality of player that will be the reason. I think it's coaching and the way we are run as a team. The managing, the coaching. Because on paper, this team should nowhere near
Yeah, no,
lose at
definitely.
Fulham. Nowhere near. So the only reason it might
Definitely.
not work, just like every other game when we play United, it's because we have a dizzy manager, in my opinion. I still think he's dizzy.
I wouldn't say dizzy
nice.
because
Boy, he's so
Here's the
dizzy.
thing,
You are
though.
stressed
Here's the
that
thing.
this team can't beat Fulham. That's what dizzy is.
Here's the thing. It only becomes dizzy when it doesn't work. It only becomes dizzy when we actually do get the injuries. It only becomes dizzy when we actually start losing games.
So
He's playing
becomes
like
dizzy
this.
when it stops being a fairy tale and starts being a reality. Is that what I'm hearing? As soon as you start losing
but
games
if-
like any normal team would,
Yeah.
it's not good. It's
But
wrong.
exactly, if we're still winning with him like that, that means he's got something. That means even if he's not practically inclined, he has something in his favor that's helping him to be what he is. So, yeah, I'll only start getting annoyed at how tactically we're set up when Ole starts being completely shite. And at the moment, he hasn't been.
But I'm still saying, this is a big part of the problem. Because this team doesn't lose to Fulham on paper. There's no way this team will lose to Fulham on paper. And the only reason
like-
we are saying it might lose to Fulham is because we don't trust the way the team plays. That's it. The way they coach, the
I
way
get you
we
guys,
approach
but-
games. And who's that down to? It's not down to
For what-
us.
For what Ole's done in the last few weeks, I give him the benefit of the doubt to pick whatever team he wants, even if he's playing our strongest team, even if there's injury fears, I give him the benefit of the doubt because of the consistency he's had. And I don't know, I just feel like us as United fans are always trying to look for some problem. Maybe. I feel like maybe we're so used to it being negative, we tend to fish for problem.
I don't think we're fishing. I think we just want our players to get rested. Because we want to win the league. That's the only reason I want them rested. And if you can't rest them against Fulham, there's no ways you resting them against Liverpool. There's no ways you resting them against Cities, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, all those games. And the games coming thick and fast. And then we're going to have Europa. Then we have cup games. And if Ollie wants a trophy, he can't
And
rest
I
them
get
there.
your point.
So,
But
Now's not the time
I
to
didn't
do
say we
that.
should take the piss against Liverpool. I didn't say we should take the piss. But if I had to choose one of the two games where we just played a horrible squad, for me it would be Liverpool.
So you'd rather,
And a lot of people
play
would
this
agree with
team.
that.
But
like,
even
at
if it's
Liverpool.
that team on paper, I think this team could even offer Liverpool something.
I think it could give
We
them a
have the
run for their
talent.
money.
Yeah. I don't think this
What's
team is
wrong with
bad
this team?
at all.
This, I mean, obviously you don't have the defensive aspects of Luke Shaw here, right? I understand that. You don't have the god Bruno Fernandes, right? Okay, we're playing with 10 men. I'll be honest, that's a 10 man one. The James one is, but that's stretch.
Okay, guys. Okay.
I get you.
Not this season anymore. He's decent this season. He's decent. He's better than Scott.
Oh
Put down.
no! I'll defend Scott because
Nah,
I
man.
never defend Scott, but I'm
yeah.
gonna defend Scott, and he's not better than Scott.
I think
He's
this season,
not.
yes.
I don't think so.
I think
Scott
Dan
scored 2
James
goals
proves what this
in
season.
3 minutes. You don't disrespectful.
Has Dan James assisted? Or maybe he has a
Scored.
maybe he has his leads.
He's got a goal.
scored a
That's
goal.
it.
Scored against Leeds.
No,
Yeah.
not against Leeds.
He did
It's
score
not
against
again.
Leeds. I'm pretty sure
Did he?
Dan
He did
James.
score against Leeds.
I'm sure he scored against
I'm
Leeds.
pretty
The one of the last 3 goals, yeah.
I'll look quick.
He did. It
One
was
of
a
the last
nice
few
goal.
goals
It
with
was a
Dan
very
James.
nice goal.
Came through the keeper's legs maybe as well.
It was a Greenwood assist.
Okay, has he assisted?
Who?
He
Dan
has one
James.
goal. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
I have
substitute
no
games.
idea.
The goal
So
was.
for a left wing, I don't know if that's good for 1 goal and we don't know if you have an assist. Nah, mate.
Yeah, I know he's got a goal. 100% he's got a goal.
Yeah, he's got a goal. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. He violated Scott. he violated.
I think,
Dan James-
honestly, I think we've seen a much better Dan James this season. Much better than last season.
I don't know.
I don't think we've seen a
he's
much
what
better
he
Scott
always
than
used.
last season.
Yeah, not much better, but I think slightly better. I just think Dan James is what he is always been, a pace merchant. And nowadays he seems to run at the players more effectively and maybe dribble slightly more effectively in some games.
Well,
Besides
to
that,
be
I
honest
don't
with you,
think he's changed much. In his
I
game.
don't see it. Dan James, when he came at United, that was peak Dan James. Now it's shite. Ever since the debut days, it's downhill.
Yeah.
It's been down. So, you know,
All I'm saying is he's great for the second team. He'll do a good job again with the second team.
you know, at this point, you're also violating Ahmad and Pelestri. If Dan James is still playing ahead of them, you violate.
That's true. I would never play
Okay.
Dan James ahead of either of them, but still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. It's just conflicting everywhere. I'm telling you. Oh, you'd play Dan James
I know-
over Ahmad and Pelestri.
I might because he has the experience and he's been playing on the squad.
I would
So
never.
if it's a really important game, I might play Dan James over them because of that.
I'd never. Personally, I'd never. But you know, everyone has their own opinion, so it is what it is. But anyways, boys, you know, before it gets too crazy and too, because this has been a crazy show. It's supposed to be a basic Fulham. We're smashing them. We're playing a splendid team. We're gonna smash them. Play a strong team against Liverpool. We move on. But clearly, everyone thought, you know, nah, I think I'll take the piss. No, I play full strength. And I was like, what? What? I was like,
It
what?
wasn't real quick.
But yeah, anyways, to summarize, Bruno is on a yellow. He could miss the next game. Maguire, same. Luke Shaw as well. Martial's an injury risk. Cavani had to expect to play because he didn't play really against Liverpool. And yeah, that's about it really. But, gentlemen, I must ask you this because it's been chaos. I'll be honest, this show has been a lot more chaotic than I thought. I never thought it'd be this spicy for a Fulham preview. For a Fulham preview, I never thought it was going to hit left like this. Like I said, but I expected, I'm like, you know, I'm going to go, I'm going to speak to the boys. I'm like, right, guys, we all agreement that we can play a blended team. Easy dub. We go play strong against Liverpool. Clearly, you know, ish. Everything was there. But we've reached this point of the show. The score predictions, boys. What we said. Who wants to go first?
Play your C's first.
Yeah,
So, I have a weird feeling we concede.
yeah, I always feel like that. Don't worry, you're not
So,
alone.
I feel a 2-1 win.
Yeah. Anything else about that 2-1 win that's special? Or just, you know, just 2-1?
I don't really see Fulham giving up a penalty. There could be a spectacle. Areola! Saved! But yeah,
Okay.
we never know. It could be good. It's going to be a tough challenge, to say the least. We're going to have to work that keeper really hard, because he's really talented.
That's true. Yeah. Malot, what you saying? Bro? With your team, if you had to play our full first team, I expect you to win 5-0, by the way.
I'll give 2 predictions. If Bayer plays 3-0, Bayer doesn't play 3-1, maybe 3-2.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Lindelof plays one game, gets a clean sheet, and suddenly.
You know, this is the boy. You must.
But
Because you haven't been able to watch the videos well. This has been a common trait, by the way. If Bai plays, we have faith. If Bai doesn't play, there's no faith. With
yeah, Lindelof played well, but Lindelof and Maguire playing high line.
I just don't trust him.
Like
That's the
his
thing.
stuff on
I
Madness.
don't trust him. No matter who they play, I never trust these guys. Right.
And there was points in the Liverpool game where it looked like we were pushing up, and I was scared. Yo, like all over the top, these guys are finished. But thing is, Liverpool's front three is whack, so it wasn't fun.
Now the irony is, I think this will actually be a cagey game though. After everything I've said, we should smack them. But I do think he's going to play Bruno. I do think he's going to play Rashford. I would not play them. I don't think we're going to get the best out of them because of the state they are in currently. So usually I say Bruno and Rashford get a goal, but I don't see it. I don't see them getting anything really. They could, by all means they could, but I just think with the way they are now, they need a break more than anything. So I don't know about that. I think if Pai has to play. So you know what, this is crazy. I don't think I've ever put this result in. I think it's
Great
going to be
1-0. Do it.
a great 1-0.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Just to take the piss, if he plays your guys' team, 1-1.
But the team that was on the board. The team that was on the board. The Oli team. Because that team was that team was on.
Yeah, and I just take the piss, 1-1.
For the team wait.
Bruno,
The
1-1.
team that we said we'd play or the team that was on the board?
The team on the board without Bruno.
Okay. Fair. So 1-1. So you basically what you're saying is if Bruno doesn't play, you're drawing this game. Yeah, God help us. God help us.
I hope
I'm gonna lose it.
Say Bruno now. I'm ready.
You know what, also, you know what, just to take the piss. If Bruno plays and we win 1-0, I'm gonna be swearing you. If I'm giving Bruno a 4, I'm gonna be swearing you. I'm gonna be swearing you if I'm giving Bruno a 4. Just remember. Goes both ways. But yeah, anyways, it's been a good show. It went a lot more differently than I expected. A lot more diagonals, you know. It wasn't just a straightforward, all in agreement move. But that's the beauty about football, I guess. Yeah, so let us know, because clearly I thought I had it all figured out, but I don't. So let me know your guys' predicted teams, what you guys would do, because it does seem like no one's on the same page at the moment. So yeah, let us know what you guys would do in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, smash the like, share it around, all of that stuff. And yeah, we will check you Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. We'll check you again Wednesday. Football's coming thick and fast. Moroto's our manager. We're all getting injured, and yeah, we're getting right in the ground.
Happy days.
I'm taking the piss. We're all friends. Don't take anything too seriously. We're all still friends at the end of the day. But yeah, anyways, from the RDA boys, we'll check you in the next one.